What's up guys, Belligerent here with another Bloodline video, and it's good to see y'all. Yeah, we went ahead and stepped up the setup a little bit so we could improve the video experience. So anyway, we're not going to get into that too much. Let's jump into the video. This is another one of the free-to-play videos that we're going to get into, and I'm just going to kind of give you an overview, look at where I'm at, look at what we're doing, talk about some goals that we have coming up, some things to plan for, what you can do if you're trying to go free to play as well. So when we look on here, I'm just going to grab some stuff. So the big progress that I've made to this point is that we finally made it to 8-1 and beat 8-1. So I guess technically we made it to 8-2 is where we're at right now. The reason that that is significant, especially for free to play, is because with free to play, it's about where can we get the most resources from, where can we get the most valuable resources from. And I told you in the first video that we're going after the Loom event, the Loom Companion, so that's taking up kind of all of my diamonds and stuff like that right now. Okay, but we can still get resources, and where's one of the best places to get a lot of resources from? That's going to be Dungeon Descent, and you unlock Dungeon Descent at stage 8-1. So that's why it was very important for me to push through campaign as hard as I could to get there. Luckily we got there. We're just kind of just a basic starter crew. I'll show you kind of what we're running right now. We got female Ignis, female Ugrel, double Lions, and a male Aeson. For a while there I was running the male Doombringer. He was carrying me pretty good, but I felt like I needed a little bit more AoE in there. Some of my champions were getting isolated too much in these situations, so we switched to the Ugrel. But I'm not really going to push campaign anymore at this point. We'll just kind of do it naturally, because over time, as gold saves up, we'll be able to level up some of our champions, but I'm not really going to stress over it right now, because that's not where our focus is. If you've watched our other videos as far as like how to start an account, things like that, we don't have that stuff at our disposal right now. We're free to play, so we don't have extra diamonds at our disposal right now. We haven't done any summon. I did one summon on accident because I was doing it when I first woke up and accidentally hit the wrong button. We did one summon, and we actually got a female Aeson, which is really bad. But because that's where we're at, we don't have a whole lot to push for. One of the other things that we pushed really hard for in our other video was stage 12, because if you're doing the challenge fund here, that's where you get your final rewards, is down at chapter 12. Okay, but I don't care about chapter 12 right now. I'm not getting any extra diamonds from that. Yes, as you progress, you get more and more resources, right? The more stages we pass, the more building contracts we get, the more rings and stuff like that we can get, like every 5 levels. But that's not my focus right now. 8-1 is kind of where was my goal, because I needed to get the dungeon unlocked. Now we can get 15 bouquets every 3 days. Now we can get 20 rings every 3 days, because our first goal is Loom. The long-term goal, the long-term plan, let's get into that right now as far as like the free-to-play stuff that we're going to be looking for as we move forward. Okay, you're going to hear this a lot. At some point you might start to think, B, all you talk about are summons now. You don't really have any kind of plan for your free to play other than summons. That's not true, but that's what a lot of the focus is going to be at the very beginning. If you are not starting brand new on your free to play account, and you are free and you're trying to do the whole free to play thing, stop what you're doing right now. Again, we talked about it in the first free to play video, right? We have to be precise, we have to plan, and we have to be patient. So you might need to put some of your progress on hold to kind of refocus your free to play plans. So the first things we want to do to beat the system, right? Because it's us against the system. That's what we're going for. So the first thing that we kind of want to do to beat the system is be prepared for a new companion that we might want to go after. We talked about a little bit in the last video that there haven't really any companions to go after yet. But if you're free to play and you're not going to spend any money, you can't afford not to be prepared when that one companion does hit the game. Okay? Now they've just recently started giving us ways to get companion favorability outside of the clan events, but guess what? Costs money. So if you're free to play, that's not helping us, right? Hopefully they're going to put some more in a little bit, some more ways to get those companion favors for those of us that aren't spending. Okay, but for now, we have to be ready, because at some point that must-have companion is going to come. And if you don't have enough summons to get you through that clan summoning event to keep going until you get all 60 companion shards, the system beats you. So that's what we have to prepare for right now. So start focusing on collecting those summon stones. So let's talk about the places we can get those summon stones. But not only the summon stones, right? Like, you can use diamonds even if there isn't a way to get the summoning stones, but you need to be thinking in terms of 10 time summons, right? So if you look right now, I'm currently at 87 summoning crystals. That's really only 80, because I'm not going to do 7 singles. I might if it comes down to the end and I need some summons, but we really want to hit those 10 time summons, especially if you're doing diamonds. So I guess my point, more of my point is, if I'm at 87, right, I don't want to do 3 individual diamond summons, because that's not efficient, right? 10 time diamond summons, because it's at 2,700, makes it 270 per summon, is better than the 300 that they're priced at. So keep that in mind when you're planning out your summons, but you can do a mix of summon crystals and diamonds. But let's talk about where we're going to get these summon crystals from, or where we can. Okay, one of the best, most consistent ways is going to be Valley of Conquerors, right? If you join Valley of Conquerors each week, you are guaranteed 7 summon stones. Guaranteed 7 summon stones for 500 diamonds. That should normally cost 2,100 diamonds. 500 diamonds to join Valley of Conquerors, 7 summon stones guaranteed, even if you do nothing. Even if you're a weak ass free to play player who doesn't have strong teams, and so you come in last, 7 summon stones, right? If we come in first, that's 15. That's great. That's icing on top of the cake. But those 7 summon stones are guaranteed for you, okay? The might challenges, all right? The rewards from the might challenges give you summon stones, but also when the might challenges comes, you get those might value packs. Almost all of those are cheaper than the 270 diamonds that you would be spending on your 10 time summons. That's where I got a good portion of my summons crystals from, was from those value packs. Okay, so those are some places that we can get the summon stones from. I think there might be a couple of other ways where we can get those from, but you really need to start collecting those, because that's what your first goal. If you're not starting new, right? Like my first goal is 200. Why? Because I want to go after the Loom companion. I know that companion is coming next. You may not know what companion is coming. Well, actually, we know kind of what companion is coming next, right? We know the Lycan marksmen are next clan up, but we don't know what the companion is, so we don't know if we want it or not. In my case, because I'm starting new, if you're starting a new free-to-play account, right, you can join us on our server. There's our guild. It's all up there. But if if you want to, feel free. But if you're not starting over, if you already have a free-to-play account, you need to get at least 300 summons saved up. Crystals, diamonds, that should be your precision, your focused goal that you're going after right now. Okay, so what is kind of my long-term goal? Well, let me ask you this: where is the largest unguaranteed summon stone reward? Where does that come from? Anybody know? Eye of the Abyss, right? So our goals, right, for this free-to-play playthrough that I'm doing right now. My first goal, obviously, is the Loom event. My second goal is, I haven't decided yet, but it's either saving up 300 summons like I just told you to do, which is where I think I'm going to lean towards, or going after making Travain mythic, so I can start getting Travain built up and some mythics out and stuff like that. But I think the 300 summons is going to be my second goal, and then the mythic Travain. But the long-term goal is to build the strongest boss comp that I can, because while those summon stones from Eye of the Abyss aren't guaranteed, you can make them guaranteed if you build the strongest boss comp on your server. Even if you can't get first because there's a mega whale on your server, if we can get top 3, top 5, we can guarantee ourselves some summon stones from that event. But that's a huge portion of summoning stones if you can win that Eye of the Abyss when it comes through. Okay, we can also get them from Spire. I forgot about Spire, right? Spires give out those summon stones as well. The Jigsaw puzzle, when it comes around, that gives out summon stones as well, but you have to be careful there. Some of those Jigsaw pieces require resources, so think about it really hard, and when that event comes around for me, we'll probably do a video talking about how to approach that from free to play, which one is worth it to do it, which one isn't worth to do, and approach it from that. But right now, that's where I'm at. So we were really excited to hit the dungeon, and the very nice thing was I hit dungeon I guess technically yesterday in game, right before reset. I had like 3 or 4 hours before reset when I finally unlocked dungeon, so I was able to get my full 5 chests, and then we immediately reset this previous reset, and so I'm ready to go for 5 more. So lots of resources there, right? You can see the bouquets. Those aren't all from dungeon, but the bouquets that I got, you can, the chests, those are going to become helpful for free to play, because I don't want to pay for any companions. You shouldn't be paying for companions as a free to play. I know in our start a new account, I told you to go ahead and buy up all that stuff in the dungeon to unlock those companions as quick as possible, but they give us so many of these boxes. And then from Valley of Conquerors, which again I won't have unlocked for another 3.5 days, but you get a ton of those chalices as rewards from the different quests that you can do, and the merit and things like that. So we don't need to pay for companions. We don't ever need to summon companions. None of that stuff. Okay, so but the choice chests are going to be clutch for us as long as we go through the dungeon. So make sure you're going through the dungeon every chance you get. Collect up those rewards. Okay, if you're in a comfortable, once you hit all of your summons, the next thing you should be doing in dungeon is buying up the rings and the bouquets. Okay, because my next plan, like I told you, I shouldn't say my next plan, but my long-term plan is to build that boss comp. And at some point we're going to want to slam a whole bunch of things together. As of right now, we're looking at slamming a whole bunch of mythics together to build our vigor for our DPS in our boss comp. I don't know what the most efficient way to do vigor is until we get to that point, because they may change vigor again. I haven't heard anything about them changing vigor again, but they may change vigor again. So we'll see when we get there. So that's where we're at. It's only been a few days at this point that I have been in here. So in my Senate, I've taken all bread, right? Collect our resources again. So let me talk about one more thing, and then we'll call it a wrap, because it's already kind of going a little bit long on this video. Whenever I talk free to play with people, they always think, save all your resources, save this, save that, save this, save that, right? Resource, resource, resource. That's not what we're after right now. Free to play, at least the approach I'm taking, free to play doesn't necessarily mean bargain basement shopping. Okay? So yes, you want to be careful with your resources. You want to be precise with your resources. But don't hamper yourself to just 4 resources. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. We want to make sure we're using our resources at the right time, okay? But if using your resources at the wrong time is going to help you reach one of your goals, then do it, okay? I don't want to approach free to play as like disadvantage. It is kind of a disadvantage, but we're not like hoarders. We don't need to be hoarders. You can be if you want to be, but don't like hoard stuff to the point of slowing yourself down. Don't hoard stuff just to hoard stuff, right? Because I think I've talked to some people who are like, yeah, I'm going to save up and save up and save up until I can win a challenge. Look, is free to play probably one of the things that you have to come to terms with is that you're not going to win a lot of challenges. We're going to try to win some challenges, but you're probably not going to, especially if you have some good spenders on your team. So, oh damn, I missed those quests. Spend them at the right time. Okay, so maybe here's the best way for me to say it. Don't hoard all your district resources, and then when the district challenge comes around, still not spend them because you didn't think you could win the challenge. Don't worry, you can't win the challenge. Just leave it at that. Use the resources you have during the challenge. I think sometimes people get caught up too much in winning challenges as opposed to using your resources at the right time. So aim for that. Aim for using your resources at the right time. So like I said, in Senate, right now the thing that was or is most beneficial to me is bread. Okay? And so that's what I'm collecting. But while I was trying to get to 8-1, while yes, long-term bread would have been better for me, I was slamming that gold button. Why? Because I wanted to boost my champions level as quickly as possible so I could get to stage 8-1 and unlock the dungeon. Okay? So that's really, ooh, look at this. We got some good progress here in our intimacy leaderboard. Lots of diamonds for me. It's pretty nice of you guys. But be careful about going too far with the whole hoarding your good stuff. Okay? Let's spend it at the right times. Let's be smart. But let's not handicap ourselves and hold ourselves back because you're trying to... Because look, the rewards from 2 or 3 5th to 10th place wins in a challenge is better than getting 1 first place reward per month because you just saved up for the whole entire month. Okay? So keep yourself moving along. I think too often people think free to play and they think, I just gotta hoard, I gotta hoard, I gotta hoard. And that's not the way that you should be really approaching it. Okay? So let me know where you're at with your free to play. Like I said, if you want to join us, we're going to be a fully free to play guild. And by the way, if you join our guild and you buy something, we're going to know, because if you don't know, the rare chests pop up in guild when somebody buys something. The regular chests are earned from like the bosses and stuff. The rare chests pop up when somebody buys something. So we're going to know if you buy something. So don't come over and try and get sneaky. But we're really looking for people that want to beat the system too. And if you want to be surrounded by a bunch of other free-to-play players, feel free to come check us out. We're on server 799. The guild information is in the video up above me. Okay, so come on over. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. I'm Belligerent. This was our free-to-play account. This was us against the system. Peace.